frankly, what's being proposed is not how hallucinations work. Broadly speaking, there are 4 groups of people associated with hallucinations: those suffering from schizophrenia, affective psychosis, eye disease, and certain neurological diseases like Parkinson's. Amongst the rest, the so-called general population, about 7% of us report having experienced visual hallucinations before. But the research seems to suggest that a lot of that is drug-induced. The resurrection appearances are actually multi-sensory. They involve sight, sound, touch, and taste. That makes them what's called multimodal hallucinations. And that sort of hallucination is quite rare, even amongst those suffering from hallucinations, with the exception of those dealing with literal psychosis. So unless your claim is that the hundreds of eyewitnesses all happened to be undiagnosed psychotics who happened to see and hear the exact same multimodal hallucinations, this just isn't a plausible theory. Now, occasionally people who advance this will point to what are called mass psychogenic illnesses, where a group of people convince themselves that they're sick and they start exhibiting similar symptoms even though they're not really sick. So, you can convince a group of people that the water they're drinking is contaminated, and some of them are going to start complaining about feeling sick, even if the water's actually fine. But that is a different category. Psychogenic illness is just not the same thing as multimodal hallucination, and you can't jump from one to the other. So no, you can't plausibly explain away what the apostles witnessed as a psychotic break from reality. If you think you can, I'd invite you to go find one medically documented instance of hundreds of people suffering from something like this, and including multimodalities like eating and conversing and so on, and we can see how similar the two events really are. I'd be willing to bet that the odds of you finding evidence like that would be miraculous.